Data validation in Google Forms lets you limit the number of responses or make sure something is a number or make sure they select so many if they are checklists. So let's take a look at data validation. In this form that I've been working on, I'll just make this the vacation example. My first question is a drop down. And so if I want to see if there's any data validation available for that, just select my question and then click the three little dots in the corner, and you notice that it says nothing in here about data validation, which makes sense. Since it's a drop down, they just have to choose one of the options that's there. Let's go to the next question. This one is multiple choice. And again, since it's multiple choice, there's no way to do data validation, so there's not that option down here. But in my next one, this is a short answer. Missed that one. I'll scroll down a little more. Click on this question. It's a short answer. So if I click on these three little dots, I can choose data validation. And of course, this one for us would make sense that it's text, but you can limit what type of short answer that they give. So let's look at some of those choices. First of all, you can say that it has to be a number. This is just default, a number greater than. So you can say their short answer has to be a number, or it has to be text, or it has to be a regular expression. If it's a number, then it can be any of these options, greater than or equal to, between, so they use your logic operators there. And then if you say it's a number greater than, then you have to put what the number is here. So let's say the number is 10. And then custom error text is, what are you going to to tell them if they put in something that's less than 10? So then you would tell them a message here that has to be greater than 10. Let's change this from number to text and see what we have. If it's text, we can limit it so that it contains, or it doesn't contain, or that it is an email address, or it is a website, a URL. So if I say that it's text, like let's say this question is, what's your email address? It's a short answer text. If I choose email address and they don't put in a valid email address, then I could type here for their custom error text, must enter a valid email address. If I say it contains, then I have to say that the text contains, must contain the word hike, and if it doesn't, then what am I going to tell them? And they'll have to go back and fix it. Finally, you have regular expression, and again you have contains, doesn't contain, matches, or doesn't match. So you would have to decide what you want that regular expression to be and put in the pattern. Would have to either match or not match or contain this pattern, and if it doesn't, what are you going to say? So that is for short answers. I'm going to scroll down to my next question, and this one has checkboxes. So if I click on the three little dots down here, it does say data validation, so let's check that one out. If you're going to use checkboxes, you have the option here. You can select at least. So you're telling them with this one, they can select at least, select at most, or select exactly. So maybe I need them to select at least 2 of these boxes. And if they don't, then I'm going to write what the error message is to them. And my message would simply be, remember, you need to select at least 2. Or I could say select at most. So if they try and select, if I put 2 and they select 3, what's my message going to be to them? And then select exactly. So my question up here probably, when I write this, needs to, if I'm going to do data validation, and if I'm saying select exactly 2, what would you most like to do in the city? I better in my description say choose 2 of the following. So those 2 things have to go hand in hand with your data validation. So whenever you want to limit or or make something match, you're going to need data validation for some different types of questions, and that's always in those three little dots for the questions if that's possible for that type of question.